Sometimes it can be easier to figure out what we don't like instead of what we do like. And when you're trying to find your personal style, that can give you a big clue into what you actually like to wear. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm so glad you're here because today we're going to be talking all about how to figure out your personal style by paying attention to what you don't like to wear. When we wear something that doesn't feel quite right, it can be hard to figure out what exactly the problem is. But if we don't stop to really think about it, we can end up buying the same things over and over again and never feeling quite like ourselves in our clothes. Today I wanted to walk you guys through my own specific style preferences to show you how you can do this exercise for yourself to help figure out your own style. I'm going to share what styles are not for me and then tell you what I would prefer to wear instead. I just wanted to mention that these are all my own style preferences. None of them are right or wrong. You can like the complete opposite of me and that's totally fine. That's what makes personal style really fun and unique and personal. Before we get into it, I do have a more in-depth video all about how to find your own personal style. It's more of a step-by-step process, so I will link it up in the cards and down in the description box. So if you want to learn more about that, you can watch that video next. So the first type of clothing that is not my style is dark wash denim. Now again, there's nothing wrong with this color, but for me personally, it feels a little bit too dressy for my casual lifestyle. There's something about that color that feels really sophisticated to me, and that's not the vibe that I'm usually going for. I also don't really like deep saturated colors, but I'll talk about that a little bit later. Instead, I prefer medium to light wash jeans. These make me feel a lot more relaxed, light and casual, and that's exactly the vibe that I like to have. I feel like the light color suits my personality more because I'm more of a casual and relaxed person. The next type of clothing that are not my style is very feminine items like ruffles, lace, and puff sleeves. It feels a little bit too fancy and girly for my personal taste. All the details feel a little bit overwhelming to me because I have a more minimal style. Instead, I like to show my femininity in a more subtle way. When I want to feel feminine, I like to wear flowy draped fabrics, a light blush pink, or accentuate my waist by tucking in my tops or using a belt. It still feels very feminine to me, but it's more in line with my minimal style. Next up is all black outfits. These always feel too bold and overwhelming for me. My hair is dark already and I feel like too much black kind of washes me out and it's a little bit too bold and dramatic for me. Instead, I like more lighter colors. If I'm wearing black, I like it to be more of a washed black or a charcoal. I also like to balance black with more lighter colors in my outfits so that everything feels more balanced and goes with my complexion better. Moving on to number 4, which is overly ripped jeans and distressed clothes like ripped or bleached tops. For me, this style feels a little bit too messy and I prefer to wear out my own clothes on my own time. Instead, I prefer to have distressing in smaller doses, like with a raw hem on my jeans. It feels more minimal, clean, and balanced for my personal style. But I know that ripped jeans are a favorite for a lot of people, so let me know in the comments how you feel about it. If this is something that you love to wear, I have no judgment here. We all like our own different things, and that's what makes us so unique. Next up is deep saturated colors. Really bright colors feel a little too bold and unnatural for my complexion. It makes me stand out too much and it kind of brings unwanted attention to me. I do have a red sweater that's pretty bright, but I wear that really sparingly on occasion and I like to balance it out with like a light wash jean, and I feel like that kind of mellows the whole vibe a little bit. Instead, I like to wear muted tuned down colors like blush pink, sage green, and a washed black. I feel more at home and harmonious in those kinds of colors. I like my colors to feel more soft and natural, kind of like the earth, I guess. I'm kind of discovering this along with you guys as I'm filming this video. Next style that is not my style anymore is skinny jeans. This is also kind of a controversial subject maybe. I know a lot of us still love skinny jeans, but for me right now, those feel a little bit too tight and restrictive. I don't really like how skinny jeans kind of wrap around my legs everywhere. And also, I just don't want to feel restrained like that anymore. Instead, I prefer to have a cigarette or a straight leg jean. I really like the straight, minimal silhouette that it creates on my legs. It feels really minimal and clean. But let me know how you guys feel about skinny jeans. I still actually have one pair in my closet that I wear on occasion with like an oversized top. I do feel like it's a pretty timeless silhouette still, so I do still have one of those. Wow guys, filming a video for a long time does make your throat sore. Okay, back to it. Next up is high heels and stilettos. These feel too dressy for my casual lifestyle, and also when heels are too high, they hurt my feet, and I can't really deal with that anymore now that I'm 30. Wow, the things that we used to do when we were younger for fashion, right? Instead, I prefer to have no heel at all for the most part, but when I do want to feel a little dressy, I like a small block heel. It feels really classic and dressy still, but it's a lot more comfortable. The next item that is not my style anymore is warm tone colors. I have a cool skin tone, so when I wear warmer colors, it makes me feel a little bit orange and sickly. I just don't feel my best in those colors. If you haven't heard anything before about skin tone and color, I'll link a video down below that was really helpful to me when I was figuring out what colors suit me best. It's a little bit complicated, but it's very, very fascinating. Basically, the idea is that you can wear any color that you like, but depending on your skin tone, you would want to pick a warmer or cooler version of that color, and that would suit you better and make your complexion and features just look much better. So colors that I don't like to wear are orange, camel, olive green, and a bright pink. And instead, I prefer a cooler version of that, so I would pick more of an oatmeal or a khaki color. I also like a forest green and a blush pink instead. A great time to take note of what you don't like to wear is when you're doing a declutter of your closet. So pay attention to what you're letting go so that you don't buy it again and make that same mistake again. If you haven't... Moving on to number 4, which is overly distressed jeans and ripped tops. Moving on to number 4, which is overly ripped jeans and distressed. Moving on to number 4, which is overly ripped jeans and distressed tops like bleached. Oh my goodness. What am I trying to say right now? Moving on to number 4, which is overly ripped jeans and distressed tops like distressed clothes. Distressed clothes. Okay. Moving on to number 4, which is overly ripped. Oh my goodness. Moving on to number 4, which is overly ripped jeans and distressed clothes like bleached or ripped tops. Okay. Moving on to number 4, which is overly ripped jeans and distressed clothes like ripped or bleached tops.